high-density solutions to widespread problems.
Lives lived for irrelevance.
Born in a circumstance because the world is rough.
And people are difficult enough to deal with, but separated by iron bars and barbed wire.
And 15-minute phone calls that interrupted every 3 minutes so some automated voice can tell you.
You are talking to an inmate.
Just to remind you constantly who has the power.
And that it isn't you.
To be ripped apart by rejected letters because you didn't read the regulations close enough.
To have your visit cut short because the metal detector went off arbitrarily and the guards took all day searching you.
To reach across this void of distance and space and time. Jesus, especially time, that drips off clocks like spit from the mouths of rabid dogs.
To carry all this on human shoulders seems like it should be outlawed by the Constitution. Seems beyond cruel and unusual punishment and yet so familiar as 2 million
become 270 million.
Become all of us, trapped by 13th Amendment loopholes.
Slavery, forced servitude, bondage are outlawed, except in the case of punishment.
On television, screaming blood and fear and pat answers.
On legislative floors and ballot boxes, honest, good, upright citizens cast their vote for bigger and badder and tougher, so they can sleep at night, so they can forget.
So we can forget the historical race fears, scared of our own skin sometimes, skinned of history,
skimmed off of history,
and beaten into the flesh of capital,
where flesh becomes the capital on Wall Street stock markets, and we are sweated out of ghettos to pool on street corners, finally to bleed into prison yards.
While we, the people, the public consumers, are psychologically manipulated by commercials between shots of bloody murder.
We begin to have edible dreams about our mother country and our fatherland.
Schizophrenic behavior is the norm as we realize
this country has a serious prison-industrial complex, and getting more serious every minute.
As they build industrial complexes around our bodies,
fencing off our minds that we have to ask the president for a shit break.
And our landlord doles out our daily smoke.
Until we don't know there's any other way. Until we think that this is freedom.
But those behind bars can still say,
you ain't free.
You ain't free from yourself.
And you sure as hell ain't free from us.
We need a day.
We need a day to rescue freedom from the dugout where it had been sent after 3 strikes and you're outlaws, permanently retired from the game.
A day to say, lend me some air so I might breathe without the stench of death clogging my lungs. The cry wasn't even, get me the hell out of here. It was, let me not have to eat food with mold growing on it. Let me not have to wear someone else's underwear.
Let me touch my child's face without having to look at them or behind glass. Because shatterproof glass distorts the faces of families and of strangers, and it mutates my face into a mask of rage. And when that happens, Attica, Attica, Attica!
We resurrect Haitian slave revolts, marooned skulking through jungles.
Metamorphosized into prison blue, skulking through sweatshops, encased in steel, supplanted in America's heartland, and hell no, not in our backyard, became...
So what kind of tax break do you need to speed up construction?
As the All-American High School quarterback married the prom queen, settled down to live the dream, realize
what seems like a doorway to opportunity is really a method to insanity because a man does carry his work back home with him. And the pressure of being cruel enough, bad enough, mad enough, it doesn't stay at the jail when he clocks out.
Wives and children that get out of line have to be corrected, and corrections have nothing to do with supportive notes scrawled in the margins.
Brutality is the quick fix methodology, and he's been trained to hit where it counts. Keeping folks submissive is part of his job description, and violence is unfettered and unconfined by razor wire.
Flying high to come home to roost on declining crime statistics, juxtaposed with rocketing prison population,
populated by dark, black, brown, poor faces. Faces too dark to see the features anymore.
So now crime has no face.
And who are the men behind the robes?
Who's behind the prison blues and the prison grays?
The prisoner and the guard, both trapped in uniform convictions, sentenced by juries whose faces are hidden.
But the verdict is always the same.
Guilty.